And the next session will be moderated by Jasin. I let him introduce the panelists, and it's going to focusing about gaming, building business on gaming and cross-border. So, Joe, floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Greetings, everyone. Good morning. My name is Jasin. I work with a small seed investment firm that focuses on digital media in USA and China. Great to be here. Thanks, SVC Wireless, for inviting us to be on the panel. So at this time, Robin and I are going to move the chairs. No, I want to help. I don't have a joke to say in the meantime, but just wanted to say that, you know, it's really cool. You guys came out on a Saturday to do this, and it's a beautiful day. And why don't I take care of some survey questions right now? How many people in the audience, I should speak slower and more clearly, I know that. How many people in the audience, if I ask you if you're a business person or a technical person? So one of two. So who, and you can be both, but try to commit to one for this. How many people are business people? How many people are technical? So I'd say it's about 75% business, or 75% technical and 25% business. Okay, great. How many people are from China? Excellent, like 20%. Welcome to Silicon Valley, if it's your first time or second time. All right, let's ask the moderator or the panelists to come up, please. So I have a couple more questions while they're coming up. Sorry if I'm speaking too close to the microphone. All right. Please seat. I don't think you have to be seated alphabetically. How many people in this room have heard of CTIA, the Cellular Telecommunications Internet Association? Okay, who's going to the show? All right, so it's like 5%, okay. I'm just trying to get how relevant are they still in the market, in the mobile market? Excellent. Okay, I think I'm gonna stand, if that's okay. All right, and at this time, I think we should probably have the panelists introduce themselves. Ray, would you like to start? Do you have a mic?
Hello, everybody. My name is Ray, and I come from China. Our company is Dream in Game. And in this afternoon, I will have another speech to introduce our company and our games. And thank you.
Good morning. My name is Chen. I'm in charge of China Unicom Silicon Valley operation in San Jose.
Yeah, my name is Willie Lu, and I came to Silicon Valley not just right now, 20 years ago. And I was the chief architect of Infinite Technology. And then I went to Stanford, consulting professor, and right now I'm retired. So I just investor. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Noman. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Peanut Labs. We're based in San Francisco. Peanut Labs helps online communities and games make money, so we are an alternate form of monetization.
Excellent, and you're based in San Francisco?
Indeed.
Do you have a presence anywhere else in the world?
Well, we got acquired a couple of years ago, and now we're part of the eRewards group of companies, and that has a major presence across the globe, including Asia, Australia, Europe.
Okay. Now, I want you to start thinking about what you would want from the audience, okay?
All right.
And remember, there's about 15-20% people from China here.
Absolutely,
So that is excellent for your business development initiatives. All right, well, let's run through the agenda real quick to give you context. So we'll have China Unicom will run through a quick presentation, about 9 slides, and give an overview of what they're doing in America to China Unicom. And then me, the moderator, I will ask, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 questions, depending on how long the answers are. And then we'll open it up to audience questions. And then we'll have one final flash question, put the panelists on the spot with a flash question. All right. If anyone doesn't like that agenda, I can definitely amiable to open it up to more items on the agenda. So once again, my name is Joe Jasin, and I'm a seed investor with DNA Partners USA and China. So feel free to approach me afterwards. And I'm going to be considering USA and China and the cultural differences associated with this session, because today's session is really about cross-border monetization of both countries, USA and China, in respect to the games sector. All right, China Unicom, would you like to make your presentation now?
Okay, I will gonna go to that small screen and I can
All right, thanks.
talk.
Do you know if it's loaded? It is, okay.
It's loaded.
Excellent.
Let me try just see whether.
Once again, Ben from China Unicom.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, and I'm very honored to come here. Thank Silicon Valley Wireless for inviting me. My name is Ben Chen again from China Unicom. And today I just want to share some information related to China Unicom's service that may be able to help overseas developers going to China and marketing your products into China and make money. Okay, just a very brief introduction of China Unicom. We are headquartered in Beijing and have offices around the world and have more than 300,000 people. And the latest ranking for us in 2012, we are like around 333 among the Fortune 500 companies, and with 41 billion US dollar revenues. And in 2012 alone, by 2012, we have more than 33 million 3G users. And the total 3G data traffic for 2012 was 148,000 terabytes. And here is some general figures that are coming from market research. As of 2012, China mobile internet market, the revenue for 2012 is estimated as 15.8 billion and is growing at 148%. And the China game market is 9.8 billion and growing at 35%. And within that, the mobile game market, it is 527 million and growing at 90.6%. And the game-based mobile user, a mobile game user is 89%, which is 34%, around 74% growth comparing to the previous year. And there's another things about the China mobile game industry is there's a 6 market trend. Definitely you can look at the figure that the revenue and the user base is growing very fast. And at the same time, the market share also growing continuously. And one of the figure that we find out is that 30%, about 30% mobile user in China is willing to pay for the the game. Another very important thing is the MMORPG growth is the fastest from our observation of user downloads and the usage. Another thing is the game relatively have a short life cycle, about 3 to 5 years in China. And another important things I want to mention is the carrier billing system, which is what China Unicom does. It play a very key role in collecting monies and a settlement with our developers. And for China Unicom, our official app store, called Wo Store, is the platform that we offer to our developers. It provides a one-stop app downloads, We work with individual developers or institutional companies. We aggregate good quality apps to our user base. And we also cross-marketing with other app stores in China. At the same time, we have multiple portals to help, to give access to our user to access to the app. Of course, we also provide, in the multiple operating system environment, we support various mobile operating system. And China Unicom's Wood Store is doing more than just download apps. We also provide other services like billing. We also provide mobile ads, SDK. And we have a proven method of partner with developers for revenue sharings and settlements. And another very important thing is we help on the app marketing localization using our online portals and of course offline preloading for our users in their mobile phone. We also see there are some challenges for the overseas developers who want to get into China. I can look at this in the four different aspects. One is on the policy, is to understand how the Chinese regulations and policies for mobile app, mobile game, going into China, and also understand what's the infrastructure required to set up your service into China. The other thing is the localization. Chinese users have their own behavior and a paying habit. So how do you properly design or change your current design to meet the Chinese users' taste or behavior is very important. The third thing is marketing, and marketing to Chinese user and how to attract more Chinese user is also a challenge facing overseas developers into China. Fourth one also is very important, is related to money. So how is collecting the money and making settlements overseas is also very critical. So this is the four areas that we think it's a challenge for people going into China. And here is the four area China Unicom is, the service that we offer that to the overseas developers that may help to ease the access. Sorry about, I don't know the time, I should be very quickly. Okay, the four areas, the first thing is the app localization and cooperation. So we can actually, operate jointly with our partner on the app in China and attracting more users. We also provide a business advice, expert advices to developer on their business model, operating strategy, and the localization of contents. Second, we also on the marketing side, we can on particular app we can jointly launch the product for their for Chinese market, and we also have various own channel of online and offline marketing. And of course, China Unicom is a infrastructure telecom service, so we can provide turnkey telecom solutions from data center, cloud, IP to provide that service. Of course, the fourth part, we have proven settlement mechanism for our overseas partners. The last thing I want to announce is that China Unicom is establishing an international mobile internet innovation center jointly with our Chinese Shanghai government. We want to attract overseas developers into Shanghai. We want to make them a center for game and mobile development center in China. And we're gonna also work with various VC and government entity and China Unicom, of course, our own infrastructure, jointly set up this innovation center. Oh, sorry. So in that center, the main thing is provide various service, business mentoring, professional service, financial service, and also industry exchanges. And the government also provides some incentives for those people establish company there. So that's all my presentation. And thank you very much and I thank SVC Wireless. Here's my contact and my colleagues' contact and also SVC Wireless contact. So in case people want to contact us, you are welcome. We are here in San Jose. We would love to talk to all the people. Thank you.
So Ben, hold on one moment. Since you got this great time to share with everyone, so the 30% of revenues coming from games, people willing to pay, that's unheard of with my personal experience with China. So that's a good fact for everyone to kind of lean on. So that's in China, or that's your presence worldwide?
It's in China because mobile services for China Unicom is mainly only focused in China. It's usually mobile services or country specific. We only have licensing operating in China, so that's China.
Okay.
But definitely, I think maybe other panel will speak. The payment method and the way they pay is different. I understand that people normally not willing to pay upfront to buy the app, but the in-app payment is very successful model for China.
So that's more of the 30% was more of an in-app?
Correct.
Okay. Free first and then the freemium model. Okay. Okay. And then for the USA developers and the publishers that are in the room, what would be the best case scenario for them to navigate through you to get to China Unicom headquarters or the Innovation Center? So what would be the best case scenario for them to do that?
Well, we actually already have a very established process. So China Unicom America here, because we are in the close proximities, we can facilitate to navigate for them on the internal and the application process internally and with the government inside China. So so that should be they just need to contact us and
So contact the USA office.
Correct.
Okay, someone will reply if they just go to the website, or if they don't have this today, this contact information of the president of the USA office. You will reply to them, and then you would like them to come to the office and present their product or service, and then you'll take it to headquarters, and then regulations around that?
That's correct. We have also a team of people in China who will work with us because they are very familiar with the China mobile industry, so they can evaluate along with us to see whether there is a market for them, and we will working on. We can talk to them in detail on all the different business model to promote.
Would they typically go through Beijing, or would they go through the Shanghai Innovation Center?
It's actually the whole store, the management team is in Shanghai. And the Innovation Center is a new concept. You don't need to go through the Innovation Center.
Just talking best case scenario for you.
Okay. I would prefer, just talk to us and we find the best way to help them either go through us, Worcester, the team in Shanghai work together, or go through, the alternative way is going through the innovation center. But I think depends on how deep the investment they want to do. But talk to us will be the best way to find the right way, the quickest way to China.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a seat, sir. So let's look at our panel again. And we have different representation for this cross-border monetization of games. So I would like to ask Willie a certain question since he's on the panel and he has a lot of experience the last 10 plus years in working in China and USA and specifically with China Unicom. He's been an advisor to them where he spends a lot of time at their office. So Willie, what do you think China Unicom needs from Silicon Valley?
I'm not talking about the Unicom because that's not my customer client. But no,
I thought you told me in an email yesterday you spent 5 months a year there.
I'm a technical guy. I'm the advisor for the China administrations for many times, for a long time. I'm still spend like 4 months a year in China. But I'm more in the expert group, in the A63 and the technology side is a committee. So that's my, as I say, I'm already retired. So what I'm saying is representing my personal view, not representing all organization, clients, customers today. I'm a technical guy, but I say.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I'm sorry to highlight China Unicom. So how about a mobile network operator? What do you think?
No,
what do you think China mobile network operators need from Silicon Valley?
Okay, let me finish first. Okay, I think all the operators in China, the policy is the same because China is different from US. They have standard policies for all the operators. I think a Unicom's office or other office in Silicon Valley is very important because all the operators right now is on the way to go international. That's the fundamental policy in China. Okay, so Unicom is one of the people, one of the companies that first to go to international, which is good. So I think it's most, as Ben said, that right now the most important business is international data business, which is very important. Because in China, when you talk about mobile, it's a very sensitive topic. It's not like here, it's open topic, right? So there's a lot of regulation or whatever issue there. But data is different from mobile for the policy regulation point of view. And even in the United States, the same. I was the FCC advisor. I'm a student in the US delegation on ITU and OECD mission. So mobile, when you talk about mobile, it comes from wireless. When talking about wireless, it comes from spectrum. When you talk about spectrum, it's really a political issue. It's not a business issue, okay? So mobile is different from the fixed line business. So that's a lot of issue that you don't think about mobile is easy. It's a lot of political issue. So that's, I think, China and the US a different story, and the Unicom is one of the leader to go international. That's the answer I can answer today. Thank you.
And China Unicom just said that they could assist USA companies navigating through the regulatory issues. You having experience in China with mobile network operators for many years, do you agree with that point? Experience
yes,
with
technically
mobile network
experts,
operators?
because I was the advisor for the 863, 973, which is the minister most scientist technology, MMI. But I'm still a professor in Zhejiang University, and I'm teaching EE, electrical engineer, also teaching IPR law. So that's more technical size, but you're probably talking about business size. So
well, I'm just talking generally speaking, and if we could keep the acronyms to a minimum, because that would be great. And I think it's MIIT now, the Ministry of
MIT,
Internet and
MIT,
Industry
most
Technology.
MOFCOM, yeah. But as I said,
so just this is going to be a battle royal between us, the whole panel.
Okay.
So Willie, initial question: what do you think? Take regulatory issues out of this, and what do you think mobile network operators need from Silicon Valley? The reason why I ask is because a lot of international mobile network operators are opening up offices in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
China Mobile has a presence here. China Unicom has a presence here. What do they want from Silicon Valley?
Yeah, the answer to you is very simple, is yes. Okay, and then if you ask me why, and take a long time to discuss, because different issue. Because the people come to the Silicon Valley, there are a couple of purposes. Some R&D company, they want to have IPR issue, just for focus on IPR issue, and some are for new products issue or new technical support issue. But I can tell you, personally, the company from China has an R&D center in the US. It's not for the IPR issue. It's not for the technology issue. It's for other issues.
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
so
that's the only I can tell you.
What would be that one top issue that they want to see, that they want to make pervasive in their company, utilizing the USA? What would be that one issue? What's top of mind?
That's hard for me, because yes or no, because that's the difficult question. You looks like ask a legal question to me, so it's very difficult to answer.
Well, China Mobile R&D Center tells me.
Yeah, but I already tell you the answer is yes. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Great. Thank you, Willie. So I wanted to ask Peanut Labs a specific question in respect to your services and currency handling and Facebook credits, how do you think the Chinese people in the audience from China, how could you assist them coming into the market with your services?
Absolutely. I think, I mean, if I look back, where the Chinese market, specifically for games and mobile applications, is where the U.S. market was a couple of years ago. In terms of the kind of services that are allowed for the consumers to pay for essentially whether it is in-game currencies or whether it is other items. I mean, if you look at right now, I believe that one of the biggest revenue sources for Chinese games is through the carriers and through the mobile carriers, and that was where, I mean, that's where the U.S. market started. So even for us, even for Peanut Labs, we're not established in the Chinese market right now because primarily our customers aren't. So I still believe that we're sort of like dipping our toes in the water in China right now, but I believe that it probably will take about a year or so before any significant amount of business starts happening for companies like us in China.
I understand that's, exporting from USA to China. I was thinking about the audience that's from China, the 20% that are here, could possibly utilize your services to get advice and infrastructure onto Facebook. So they don't have any way necessarily to get onto Facebook necessarily, or other social networks, or access into other forms of distribution.
All right. So just so I understand correctly, that's more from going from east to west. So
correct. So for the 20% of the audience members that are from China, how could they utilize your company?
All right. So I mean, specifically, if you look at the markets that we are live in, which essentially are most of the Western, well, the North America as well as some parts of Europe, I think it's more around if you're looking for distribution, if you're looking to grow your user base in these regions, there are companies like Peanut Labs and there are other companies that you can essentially try to leverage the reach to grow your user base, which essentially comes out to whether you're talking about just pay-per install, whether you're talking about other sort of advertisement, whether you're talking about just getting the message out there. There are various forms, and I mean, I can go into further detail if you want, but if I look at top two, you're looking at raising awareness about your product. That could be that doesn't necessarily mean a lot of cost up front, but it keeps the cost low, but it gets the message out. The second, of course, is just pay-per install, or whether it is pay-per registration, pay-per sign up, and that essentially, I mean, there's cost up front because every user coming in, you need to pay for, but those two I would rank as the top two sources to come into the West using services like Peanut Labs.
Okay, excellent. All right. All right, we are fortunate enough to have Ray from Dream in Games on the panel today, and most of your experience is in China, correct? And then you have some presence of games in the United States, is that correct?
Yeah.
Small
Flight
presence?
Tycoon and Era of Steel have published in global.
Okay, so I have one comment and then one question for you.
Okay.
So if you could give our USA audience a little bit deeper background on your company, and then how did you decide? Your launch was really interesting. Your launch in China, the vertical that you went after, kind of light games. How did you choose that strategy? Why did you choose that strategy?
Okay. And Dreaming Game is a startup gaming company in Beijing. And I started up this company in 2010. Why we choose gaming industry and to do light games? Because first, I'm a gamer. I play games when I was a kid, very
Okay.
when I was a boy, and so I love games. The second is that I worked for Gameloft and Glue for 5 years, so I know how to make games for global players. And in 2007, Apple released the iPhone, and in 2008 they announced the App Store. So it gave a chance for us to provide the game products to all over the world. So I start up and create the Dreaming Game. And at the beginning of the mobile gaming industry, I think light game is always popular because there are many non-gamers. They don't know how to play hardcore games, so they will choose light and core games. Yeah.
And did you have a lot of momentum with Sina Weibo?
Weibo?
Yeah. Did you have a lot of positive success with Sina Weibo?
Yeah. We have a co-publishing with Sina in 2011, and it's the first game that Sina published in China on mobile platform on iOS. Our game is Flight Tycoon for Weibo, and we got the #1 in China App Store grossing rank. Yeah.
What's the name of that China #1 app store? It's a sliding
our game.
name.
Yeah, Flight Tycoon for Weibo in September 2011.
That's the name of the app
Yeah.
store?
No, App Store, iOS App Store.
iOS app
Yeah,
store.
iOS
Okay.
App Store. Yeah. I think social network is more and more important for mobile game now. You can get users from it, and Weibo is the most popular. I think most popular social network in China. Yeah.
Okay. So that's, to our audience, that's 80% USA citizens. That would be like starting a game for Twitter. Yeah. So it's unique that you would, launch a game for Twitter or Sina Weibo. It's great. It's a very light game, and you had very great success with that. Correct?
Yeah.
Did you charge for that game? Was that?
No, Flight Tycoon is a freemium game. Yeah, free to play, and you can buy gold in game. Yeah.
Okay. So, our title of this session today is called monetization. So, in your company, what is the best way to monetize your content today in China?
There are two ways. One is in-app purchase, and another is advertising. And we mainly our revenue is mainly from in-app billing, because players, if you really like your game, they will pay in your game.
What's your favorite app store? What do you think is the best app store? It doesn't have to be the largest in China that is not iOS related, not Apple related. Obviously, Google's not there. But what's your favorite app store? You think the most professional one, the best way to monetize your games? What's the name of that app store?
In past years, the Apple App Store is the most important app store for Chinese game developer. But now, more and more Android stores and channels are become bigger and bigger, and especially the operator channel is become more important, such as China Unicom. Yeah, it's very significant in China.
Okay, so when you're looking at all that revenue coming into your company from the non-Apple influence, okay, where is that revenue coming from if it's not Apple related?
We are going to publish our game on Google Play and other Android platform, but now our revenue is also mainly from App Store.
From the Apple App Store?
Yeah.
So 100% of your revenue comes from the Apple App Store?
Not, but almost 90 or 90%.
90%? Where does that other 10% come from?
10% from Google Play and the Android stores in China.
Okay, so Google Play outside of China,
Go
or Google Play illegally
yeah,
in China?
Google Play outside China, because we have found a partner. They published our game in.
Yeah, we got some laughs, but it's serious. Okay,
Yeah,
so there
but,
is illegal Google Play on a lot of devices coming out of Shenzhen. It's very pervasive.
Yeah.
I know MIIT does not like that.
Yeah, there is a problem that Google Play cannot use in-app purchase in China.
Right.
Yeah, they cannot.
So so let's say the non-Google Play App Store in China, revenue for you. What's the biggest app store for you in China? What's the name of that app store?
There are many app stores just like UC and
UC Web? UC?
Yeah, UC Web. Yeah.
It's
UC
the
Web.
biggest feature phone browser in China.
Yeah, but it's almost popular in Android device.
So UC Web they send you a check They send you money to monetize your app?
Check.
Revenue? You guys see where I'm
yeah.
going here.
Yeah.
I really, it's hard to drill down on it, even in China.
There are different major ways. One is operator, like
Right.
China Unicom.
Right.
Another way is third-party app stores on Android platform. Yeah, just like UC Web, and some maybe you don't know the names.
Well, I do. That's what I'm trying to get out of. I'm trying to get
you're
them out
familiar
of you.
with China.
So
yeah.
when you get your revenue, like Ben explained to you what, the payment of revenue in Chinese, he explained that to you. What is incoming revenue that is not Apple and not formally Google? What app store is giving you revenue?
Oh, there are too many.
What's the biggest one? Where, that your accountant just loves it. Your chief financial officer is like, oh, I love this app store. They keep giving us revenue.
I know there are some our friends from Innovation Works from China. Yeah, they also have
But
an app
Innovation Works is not an app store.
store. They invested in a company that's called
Okay.
Wandojia, maybe. Yeah.
How about SkyMobi?
SkyMobi.
SkyMobi in Shanghai, Hangzhou. Have you ever heard of them?
I'm sorry.
SkyMobi claims to be the largest Android app store in China.
Yeah, maybe I know the Chinese name, but SkyMobi.
Ben, do you know SkyMobi's Chinese name? Okay. Okay. Does anyone in the audience know SkyMobi's? Okay. That guy does. Just Loud Packet. It's yeah. Okay. They claim they're 30% Android sales and 70% feature phone, and that they're the largest. Okay. Sorry to really drill down on that, but sometimes we just got to get the facts. And so the tone that I set on an email, I said, let's be casual, but let's be factual today. Okay? So we're trying to get some facts out of here today for you guys. All right. So if the audience is 75% technical, that means that they're building infrastructure, enterprise solutions, consumer solutions. So they're thinking about distribution, right, in the United States or in China. So omitting Ben from this conversation, so omitting the mobile network operator, Willie, what do you think the biggest distribution point is in China for these guys in the audience?
You asked me distribution? Okay, that's not technical, but for my understanding, it's okay.
Well, it could be technical. If you could say this.
In China is different from US. Anything related to the mobile, you have to distribute it through operator. There's no mostly, right? Yeah, but they also have a third parties. But normally the platform is still managed, controlled by the operators. It's like a US theme. AT&T control everything, right? Even control Congress, the same. So I mean, that's,
but
that's
Renren,
not, that's
Renren social network is a distribution platform for these guys.
Distribution in China.
SkyMobi is a distribution platform.
For my understanding, is the platform is controlled by the operator. Okay, the service controlled by operator. Okay, and then the other issue, distribution. I mean, distribution, the couple of issues, right? Is a technology issue, is a service issue, is a products issue, right? So the service and the platform is controlled by operator, but the other side, I think China is more open than the United States. I mean, very open. It's, for example, why a lot of people play the game. Even I play the game in China, but not play the game in the US. Because why? In China, income is free. Okay, a lot of, right? The gaming videos are different, but some areas, Shanghai, different city, different, right? Shanghai, I have a China mobile Shanghai phone. Sorry about it, it's not Unicom, okay? But I back to in States.
So, Willie, the question is distribution.
Okay.
So if we could stay on that distribution word.
That's not my topic. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, Willie, okay. Okay. So I think I'll diffuse the situation a little bit here. I think the guy in the green shirt is a burning question from him. Is that correct? Okay. All right, so let's open it up to the audience, and then I'll do one last question and try to round all this out Jerry Springer style. I know they'll expect the Chinese people to know that slang. I apologize. So green shirt guy, if we could get you a microphone or a floating. I see you, sir. I see you. Do you have a microphone? Is that why you're raising your hand?
Okay, thanks. So I'm a technical guy. I'm a developer for a cloud service for a company that deals with big data analysis called Splunk. The majority of the content that these games produce will be event-driven. They will trigger events per second, per millisecond, and it's a lot of data that is coming out. Is a big population in China, so the more users use it, the more events are triggered. And talking of distribution, my question is, how do you manage these events? Is there any market representation in terms of cloud in China? Are there cloud companies? Because there are some regulations that sometimes will prohibit companies in the Silicon Valley, will ban the IPs from the Chinese companies.
All right, engineer guy, got to paraphrase that. So how do you get more pervasive, and how do you utilize cloud in China? I think Willie is jumping on this one.
Okay, technically, I mean, there's really much different in China and the United States, because in China, even the platform, the distributed platform, is still provided the major vendors, the equipment vendors, right? You're talking hardware, not talking software, right? So the hardware mostly is still by the same companies, international leading company, the vendors, whatever issue there. And the service platform, and then also the hardware and software vendors is not different, China and the United States, major vendors, right? So that's the technical issue. And for the cloud issue, I mean, if we're talking, that's my technical, because I'm in the mobile cloud infrastructure side, okay? So mobile cloud and cloud is totally different story, okay? Mobile cloud, the focus is on the mobile, not for cloud. Because the mobile, when you handset to the server side, the transmission is really more important than computing, right? So how to get the optimized transmission between the client and the server, that's the most important for the mobile cloud side there. Once the transmission is optimized there and the user feel free, the transmission side is almost free, cost effective, then they can spend a lot of time to play the gaming. There's a lot of video issue there. So, and then again, this is all the vendors, major vendors, and it's much not different with China and the United States, because all the global vendors are leading vendors, provided this platform, hardware, software, and the very highly application, you can run your application yourself.
Thanks, Willie.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, and from my perspective, right now there's many private company and also carrier like us set up cloud services. Even a company like Amazon's also try to penetrate into China, but there's a regulatory issues for providing cloud service. But like Willie said, you know, the mobile cloud is maybe more different on the transmission. So sometimes a carrier which all the network resource with the cloud and the IP network and the infrastructure is normally when we offer to our developer is in our own cloud service. So it's you don't need to find something else. But there are many cloud service provider now, startup, but it's still in the early stage compared to USA.
Great, thank you, Ben. So, sir, I know the Chinese government is empowering many cloud centers, and they're government-owned cloud centers. There's tech park cloud centers. Okay, you're familiar with these? Is that correct? You're nodding your head. So, and obviously the wired network operators are really, I know they're all merged, but the wired network operators are really prioritizing this a lot. So, like China Unicom really wants to help you navigate through that. There's also a small USA consulting firm that's getting a lot of presence called China Net Cloud. And they're two USA guys, and they're getting huge clients. And they have a gaming background. It is. Think regions, think provinces of where you want to go.
Can I ask right now?
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have a couple questions for the Unicom guy and the gamer guy. So first question is, in your presentation, you never mentioned about, I mean, for Unicom one, mentioned about advertising. Because you make game, so you mentioned about advertising, right? My question is, in your game, how much percentage you get money from outside of a game? How much money you get from inside advertising for the game? If you don't have a solution for the inside advertising, I can give you one. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do you
I
understand?
just a question right now to answer to your question is I don't have any solid data with me, but maybe afterwards you send me an email. I can check with our team. But we do have the platform, as I mentioned, for the SDK for advertisement, is inside the game, inside the app. Outside app advertisement, yeah, I don't have the solid information right now for you, but I can find out.
He's a good resource to pump for information because he's got a research center that he can go to in Shanghai and beyond, actually, in Beijing. But there's many, many mobile advertising and digital media advertising companies coming out of Guangzhou, and they're getting really big really fast. And I can get you the names of them in the near future. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But I know you're asking about monetization. Right. I know. I was going to ask them the question of where do we think we are in the advertising industry, even inside of apps, and then where does monetization come from that with apps, I understand. So maybe they'll think about it while you and I are just conversing right now. All right. Want to make a comment?
Okay. Our most revenue are from in-app purchase, just maybe 80%. Yeah. And I don't understand what's the meaning of outside, from outside. From outside advertise, all the revenue from advertisement are inside game. If you click the banner inside game, and we will get revenue from Google or maybe Apple, yeah.
That's the typical generic
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Is there an innovative way?
Yeah.
So DENA in Japan was doing this in 2007. They did a Fanta Orange game for Coca-Cola, right? And they made the game, and then they advertised the Fanta game. And then they advertised it on the billboards and the train station, and it did really well, and that's DENA. And now they have strong presence in China as well, and they have a USA office. So go through some case studies with them. Just look online, DENA. Very innovative. All right, Wen Pai. Big dog.
So I'm going to share a little bit of what the question I want to know. Game is good. You play a game with your kid. Now I think a lot of these games, they move into some specific usage. For example, one area that the healthcare industry is looking into how to use game to enhance the health for the person. So I'd like to hear from different perspectives, from developers, from carrier, from technology, whatever the perspective you think of, where is a game industry that can build this app or the game for the healthcare area?
One moment. Anyone? Willie, are you willing to take that one on? No?
It's not in my business.
Peanut Labs? Okay.
I can take a shot at it. I think it's not necessarily, especially talking about health sector. I think it's a combination of both. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Sorry. It's between having, I think it's between building games that are specific for some purpose. And then there's also another angle of just existing applications that you already have, and you try to infuse some game mechanics into them, which again, as the word goes, gamification, right? So you can gamify the existing applications or some of the activities that have been there for a while, but you add some game mechanics into it, so all of a sudden it becomes a game, and with some aspect of on the healthcare side of improving, whether it is your fitness, whether it is actual some ailment that you might have. So I think there has been some progress on it, but I think we're still at the very early stages. I think that space will boom probably in the next few years. That's my take.
Ray, do you have a comment, do you think?
I think there are two ways to make games for healthcare. One way is, there are more and more motion sensors in it. So if we make some games that let you do some sports, and you can make you more healthy. And another is that maybe like we can get your health data in it, and you can take your phone and walk around and collect your data and make this as a gameplay. So you will want to work more and more. I think maybe we will make these games in future. Yeah.
I remember. Technically, I have one client because basically we provided the IPR for the event or for clients, including mobile gaming operator. I have one client in China, and we provide. I think basically, we know that most of game is inside of social networking. So from a technical point of view, we provide the IPR solution for our clients, make sure they are safe, the business, everything's okay. So we divide the social networking into 3 different classes. One is personal, the second one is business, and then general social. So general social, there's no security concern. So personal and business for a health issue, I think is personal, very secure. Because when you, for the health application, right, the security is most important. You don't want to see what kind of sick disease somebody get it, right? So this is highly secure in the US law. So the health, the gaming health, whatever, it's very secure. So it belongs to a personal. So technically, we have to have a very important measure to make sure all the transmission in the gaming process, whatever, is highly secure. So that's the only technical we have to consider. It's not general secure gaming, right? It's a different story. So that's the technical issue we have to consider.
Okay. And Norman and I from Peanut Labs, we had a chance to talk earlier, and we were talking about games associated with ADHD. And we were talking about a company called SoSo, and they have where you can remote control. You use your mind, so it's neurons. The remote control is two sources on your head here, and you focus and you can move the character. So it's a concentration game. So SoSo is really focused on trying to get into ADHD. Just in the, special content, special device. Yep. It's really interesting. Okay, so another question, but I'm gonna want to ask from a Chinese citizen. Are you a Chinese citizen or a Chinese American? Chinese. All right. Okay, please.
Okay, I just have a very quick question because I don't have the background in technology, but I have background in business, so I'm more focused in business part. So I have a question for China Unicom. What if a startup here, application or IT company, they want to start their business in China? So if they want to start their business in your platform, could you provide the user space or like the market size? Is it like the shared users in your platform?
What do you mean shared user?
Like your platform is with Android and iOS, and how many users in your
Well, China
platform?
Unicom, we have our own 3G customer base. As I mentioned, right now it's almost over 33 million users. It's on our platform, and they use definitely mobile iPhones and Android phone. So if you are a startup and you have a good app for China, we definitely work targeting first in our own audience, the 73 million users. For you. I mean, this is our own base. Definitely, from that base, we are going to expand, to other users outside of China Unicom.
Okay, so what I mean is that what if an application in your platform, do you have like the existing number of the market size?
Existing market size.
Thank you. Of your multi-device, multi-OS, because you're doing Java all the way to iOS. Okay, so what's the opportunity of consumer reach? Just a number she's looking at, which would probably be most of your subscribers.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the 73 million or more,
And then I just want to maybe paraphrase or hone in on her question, and please tell me if I'm incorrect. I've worked for 2 mobile network operators, one in USA and one in Asia as an executive. So really what the momentum usually comes from to get to that base is either you pay for marketing with them, co-marketing, or you're hitting a certain vertical that they're really interested at that time. So they want to spotlight you. So I wanted to ask Ben after his presentation, what are you looking for? What apps are you looking for? Is it infrastructure like security, or is it enterprise like healthcare? Or is it consumer games? So usually you have to hit one of those certain verticals where they're trying to boast in their advertising that vertical, and then you get to ride that, or you pay. Typically with a mobile network operator around the world. That's why mobile network operators are losing at this distribution game now. So if Google Play were in China formally, it would be a much different story with the mobile network operators. They'd have to work much harder. Ben's like, yeah, we would.
You answer my questions.
Excellent. Okay. So any question we have? Oh, excellent. Look at that. Pop-ups. All right. And please state your name, company, and your citizenship.
Okay, thank you. Actually, it's my first time to join this kind of event. I'm from West. My name is Kelly. I'm from West Summit Capital, a technology. Chinese. Okay, so basically our firm is doing the investment both in US and China. We're China-focused technology growth stage PE firm. And we are also we are the investor of the Unity. So basically, yeah. Yeah, so basically we are also help the overseas game developers to expand their market in China. So my question goes to you, Ben. So from your practice, do you think what's his best approach for the overseas game developer to expand their market in China? Yeah, thank you.
Try to give a different view from what you did before. Thank you.
That would be tough. I have the talking points already. But my
true executive at a mobile network operator.
Well,
Polish.
I think like you were asking, there are many even bigger mobile app stores in China. They maybe have more user base. The issue, I think the major difference, first of all, we have our own user. The second thing, China Unicom, for example, like a carrier, is we are more focused protecting the intellectual property than maybe those third party. That's the very rampant. They maybe inserting things, and so going to China, a lot of times I see more established company willing to work with Unicom or some large companies to have a more safer approach. But there are smaller player maybe looking for third party to expand to China. I don't know whether I answer your question.
I think that's really interesting that the two Chinese citizens asked the Chinese mobile operator questions. So Ben, you got to do a better job in China as well, to get to these reach of investors. And
they are not doing a very good job in China, so we're going outside.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. Good point. Okay. So we're down to our closing remark, our flash question. I think there's one major significant issue in doing business between the USA and China, and Willie hit it right on the nose. The first one when you're doing business in China is government and regulation, and you have to be acutely aware of that. It all starts there. It starts from the top down, and you have to figure out how to navigate through that. And guys like Willie have the contacts to do that, but he's retired, he said today. So I don't know if you could go to him as a friend, but you have to figure that out. And there are, Silicon Valley China Wireless Association has those relationships as well. So it's a benefit to register and be a member of them so you can navigate through their contacts in China. I can see Willie's chomping at the bit here. So Willie, if you want to just make it really quick, I want to talk about the United States in a closing remark too, but go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, I just give you 1 minute clarification. This is a common question. People asking how to move to China and then looking for. But I tell you, like China Unicom, China right now is different from the 10 years ago. China respect IPR very much right now, very serious, especially for the Yangqi, for the major company, right? They take care about anything from the United States. The first issue is, do you own the IPR? So that is a different aspect right now. It's very serious about the issue. So that's.
They're opening up patent offices around the nation, so they are taking it serious. They are more interested in Chinese patents than USA or international patents. They're promoting heavily to have Chinese citizens create patents. So you'll start seeing statistics out in our newspapers in the United States that China has 1 billion patents issued and USA 200,000. So it's not necessarily a good benchmark to try to figure that out, who has more patents and why and which divisions or which sectors of technology. In respect to the United States, in regulations or launching your app, obviously we know a lot happens from the ground up in Silicon Valley. So China, top-down government, then mobile network operators, then tech parks, then wherever you can get distribution. That's a lot of it. But it's changing a little bit. It's a little bit dynamic. And the MIIT, the FCC of China, is becoming more approachable. So you can go through entities like Silicon Valley China Wireless Association to get to them, and there's other associations in China that could even be better for you. So in respect to the United States, obviously we know Silicon Valley percolates up from the ground up, but we still do have to figure out how to deal with Washington, D.C. for some regulatory issues on telecom. So there's a big difference between telecom and internet. They're two different protocols. So the convergence is happening every day. When we have more smartphones, we use the internet more on our phone versus dialing a telephone number. Telecom and internet convergence. So we had to be sensitive to, are we building an internet application or are we building a telecom application? Most likely internet. So there's a lot less regulation, but be sensitive to it. And there are, CTIA is, a lobbyist in Washington, D.C. for the mobile network operators, just like Motion Picture Association down in Los Angeles for the studios. So CTIA is a gigantic lobby firm, so you want to get to know them possibly, or the actual FCC. But think about it before you start. Think about how the regulations are going to affect you. And your investor will also like that you're being mature about that as well. That's my closing note. Thanks to the panelists. Really appreciate it. All the way from China. Thank you.